After months of rumors, Star Wars is actually making the Mandalorian movie a reality with The Mandalorian and Grogu. But what does this actually mean for the future of Star Wars? Welcome to Star Wars Uplink. So, if you have not been on the internet and this is your first exposure to what the heck's been going on, Star Wars announced that The Mandalorian is heading to the big screen. Yes. And this was rumored many times over many months that something is going to be happening with The Mandalorian heading to the big screen. There were original rumors that Season 4 was actually being slated as a movie. And Jon Favreau, after Season 3 had come out, said he had already written the 4th season of The Mandalorian. So, there's many questions to be had on whether or not this is actually Season 4 of The Mandalorian, or if this is going to be something different entirely. Because, alongside this announcement, they announced that Ahsoka Season 2 is going to be happening, which opens up something different. They've already announced that Dave Filoni is going to be making a Star Wars movie, and now The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to kick open the doors of the gap in Star Wars movies. So this will be the next one.
Okay. So 2026.
May 2026, I believe.
Oh, we already have a month. Wow.
Yep, I believe so.
Okay.
When I say this opens some interesting doors, it's because Ahsoka Season 2 got announced, and it's more than likely going to lead up to the events of whatever takes place in the Mandoverse. Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be probably part 1 of this big Avengers Endgame moment almost for Star Wars in the Mandoverse. And then after that, we do have Dave Filoni's movie. So it could be a world where we have Ahsoka Season 2, maybe another season of The Mandalorian, maybe not, but definitely The Mandalorian and Grogu, and then in this weird, wacky trilogy, Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie that is rumored to be called Heir to the Empire.
Okay. So you think it's going to be on track for this grand Marvel-esque Endgame huge thing gonna happen?
I think they're gonna have to do that. That's at least my gut reaction.
Yeah.
Now, is that what I actually want to happen? No. I want The Mandalorian and Grogu to be more like Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Go back to the roots. Season 3, we were talking about this when we heard the announcement that Season 3 left it off on a good spot. It almost cleaned the slate. Mandalorian and Grogu are back together. There's nothing that's threatening them. They've already had that all character development that they know that they are master and apprentice. They have their own plot of land with their own little house, so they have a home base. They've set up the Mandalorians building and rebuilding the Mandalorian clans and placement on Mandalore, but on Navarro they also have their own home base too.
Right.
So they've cleaned the slate. These two characters could do basically anything. So it leads me to the question, I heard a lot of rumors that maybe Luke is going to be involved in some form or fashion.
Oh, okay.
This could get him sparked into more realistic expansion and what's ultimately going to be happening. Because if Thrawn's going to take over the galaxy, Luke is going to be there. He's not just going to sit by the sidelines and be like, yeah, I think I'll sit this one out, guys. I'm building up the Jedi temple over here. Go ahead and have fun.
What? There's something wrong with the galaxy? Yeah. Oh, you guys got it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the big problem that they're going to be running into during this time period, because in Legends, Luke is the big boy.
Yeah.
He is beast mode.
Yeah.
And he's definitely in this universe.
We've seen him multiple times.
So if Thrawn's going to be here, why wouldn't he be involved?
That is true. That's a good point. Man, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted about The Mandalorian and Grogu because I miss the original Mandalorian.
I do. I want to return to that so bad, and it felt like that's what Season 4 would be.
But I think I would be getting my hopes up too high if I thought this is what this movie is going to be.
Yeah.
That's much easier to do as a TV series to just have
smaller
little
moments, like we're talking about on the podcast.
Right.
They need the movies to be bombastic. They
Right.
need to be about these big topics. They need to have big explosions and big story beats that move everything forward. That's what the movies need to be. There hasn't been Star Wars movies in 7 years by the time this movie comes out.
Yeah. Oh, man. A lot of pressure.
Lots of pressure. But we were talking about this offline, that this is actually perfect for The Mandalorian. It's perfect for Star Wars. Everyone loves The Mandalorian. Everyone's familiar with The Mandalorian. They may not have seen season 3, but they definitely have seen season 1 because that was a worldwide phenomenon.
Yep.
The fact that Mandalorian and Grogu are in the title, at least now, this is probably a working title. I don't think that's going to go to in theaters and be called The Mandalorian, Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
I think it could.
It might, but they're at least announcing that this is going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. They didn't say the Mandalorian and Grogu and Bo-Katan and Sabine movie. Right. This is the Mandalorian and Grogu.
That could be interpreted anyway. Like
it could be like season 3 where the Mandalorian was everyone.
Yeah, where he was just like popping in on all these cameos, or it could just be them in space, floating around, doing the thing.
Zoom.
I very much doubt it though. For a movie, they can't just be floating around.
More than likely, it's gonna feature a lot of the core pieces of that first season. The whole movie's probably going to be one mission. It's not going to be a bunch of different missions where, oh no, my ship's got destroyed. I have to go find a piece that's gonna fix it, or oh no, aliens stole my ship. Oh, gotta go find a piece to fix it and stop them. It's probably not gonna be that. It's more than likely going to be a mission that Grogu and Mandalorian are on that's going to break open something more. If I'm theorizing here, if I'm kind of wish casting almost, or what my expectations are, I think this movie is going to be one mission of the Mandalorian and Grogu, and it's going to start off as something smaller. They're probably going to have some New Republic connection at some point, because that will spin off some other things that will take place in Ahsoka season 2 more than likely.
Yep.
And they're going to unravel something much bigger in the effort of this smaller mission.
I could see that. I'll be very curious to see what Ahsoka does as far as like...
Well, she's probably not going to be part of the movie unless...
Honestly, I kind of hope she isn't, just because they seem to be doing their own thing. And who knows if she'll even... I would imagine by then she'll have come back. Maybe. That's
the big question. We don't know. One, we don't know if there's going to be another season of The Mandalorian that's going to precede this. 2, we don't know when that second season of Ahsoka is going to be out. Thirdly, we don't know what the second season of Ahsoka is going to be. It feels like they almost don't have enough time to fully do what they intended to. Like, it felt like Ahsoka was setting up like a 2 to 3, maybe 4 season show.
Yeah.
With how slowly they move things forward. And I am scared on that front that they're just going to like, okay, yeah, now they're off the world. Okay, time to kick things off. Balin who? What? Oh, yeah, nothing's going on here. And then, boom, Ahsoka's in The Mandalorian and happening. So I hope that Ahsoka isn't in this movie and then can really shine into Dave Filoni's movie.
Yeah.
Because that is his character.
Yeah, it seems like they would keep them separate. Even though they have mixed them together, I still feel like their stories should stay separate.
Yeah, they can parallel, but I don't think they need to cross paths.
Right.
Too frequently.
Yeah, but if Thrawn's going to be a threat in
Thrawn
Ahsoka,
will be in.
He will be in
the universe in this time frame.
So.
Yeah.
And if he's going to be a big threat, he's going to have an effect on Mandalorian.
Yes, more than likely. And maybe Mandalorian somehow gets involved with the Thrawn thread, and that's where we see Thrawn as a real threat that's going to be resolved. Thrawn becoming the Thanos of Star Wars, maybe? Not in terms of like, yeah.
They'll have to do some work for him to get him buff, because...
Yeah, he's going to have to hit the treadmill a little bit. He's like 90 at this point or something.
That's true.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. Let us know your thoughts on our theories and what you think will actually be happening in this movie. What are your thoughts? Are you excited? I personally was hesitant when it was rumored, but now that it's actually announced, I'm like, actually, I'm excited about this. But let us know in the comments below and check out our podcast. As always, may the Force be with you.